Hey, what is going on, friends? We are here to give you a weekend market update in the crypto markets and a crypto related news update. So, here we are sitting at a $35,907 Bitcoin. But a couple days ago, it was actually a little bit higher. So, a few things that happened. First was the Fed rate hike. And we have the chart pulled up here, and we can see exactly what happened leading up to the rate hike announcement and then the preceding 24 hours. So let's go over that. What do you think of that, Nick? Because we were actually together when that happened.
Yeah, we were. If you look back at when the rate hike actually happened, there was an initial spike up in Bitcoin, and the markets took off because they saw that as the Fed having some sort of confidence in being able to control inflation. But now it seems like investors have lost that confidence because we immediately took back that rise the next day, and actually we're lower now. So there seems to be a lot of uncertainty out in the market on what the Fed is going to be able to do to contain inflation. There's some people talking about a 75 basis point increase in the next Fed meeting. And what is that going to do to various things in the market? Because those interest rates affect anything from credit card rates um, to car loan rates to even mortgage rates, and that could really have a large effect on the economy. So there's a lot of confusion out there right now, as you can see by just the whipsaw action that we saw in the markets. We fired up in Bitcoin from like 38,000 all the way up to almost 40,000, and now we've taken it all back and gone down to 35,900 right now.
So me and Nick were actually together in that uh, Fed rate hike announcement, and we were anticipating a little bit of a pump based off of the predicted 50 basis points hike. So we actually traded that and had some good trades, but we saw that uh, the support levels just weren't holding, and we were expecting a pullback. And it actually, everything got hit way harder than we were expecting. But it seems like the initial 50 basis points, the initial reaction was, okay, that's not that bad. That's kind of like what they had, forecasted to us. But then if you were reading headlines, keeping up with the news, it seemed like uh, the credibility in the Fed is now being lost because inflation is still rising. It's still affecting everyone. And the Fed is just not taking it directly head on and tackling it to their best of ability. They're really kind of just, softballing it right now. And that's how the markets reacted because there's just a lot of uncertainty and a lack of credibility or perceived credibility with the Fed.
Yeah, it's been a pretty crazy week, Rob. A lot happened this week. It's very exciting times in the markets. You want to move on over to some of the
Well,
new?
yeah. So before we get into the news, we're at 35,900 on Bitcoin. Let's talk about predictions going forward on where we think is going to go in the next week, the next couple of weeks with this rate hike decision, and then just the current macro and micro environment.
Yeah, with the just taking a look at this chart right now, I was initially pretty optimistic seeing this breakout level happen right here from like 38,500. It broke out. I was actually anticipating it coming back to retest this level, and we just kind of like slit through it like a knife.
Yeah, that's why they
uh,
call you don't want to catch the falling knife.
Yeah, and I actually caught that falling knife and had a pretty bad trade on it. Even after making a great trade after the Fed rate decision, I took it all back, trying to get back in on this retest of this breakout. But anyways, after this, after we broke this support at uh, at 37,500, there was some support there. I see a bear flag forming here. So typically in bear flags, you will have an initial large move, consolidation, and then a continuation move. So if the highest probability of what's going to happen next, and markets can do anything, you never know what's going to happen. I'm just saying what I typically see highest probability move happening is a capitulative move about the same length as this initial drop after the bear flag. So I could see Bitcoin having a capitulation down to the low 30s before reversing and heading into this retracement rally that we've been talking about for so long, that I've been crossing my fingers waiting for so long. So at the moment, it looks like things are still bearish. I don't know for how much longer, but it looks like we may get one more move down before any relief is in sight.
That's a good point. Just from what I'm seeing, as far as the current chatter on Twitter and the current headlines and stuff, does seem like we may get another leg down. This is kind of a zone where it could go either way, but things do seem bearish now. I do predict another leg down, possibly to, in that like 28 to 34,000 range, anywhere in there, before a potential bounce up. So we'll see. It's hard to predict the future, but we are kind of in this range where there's not a lot of recent support that would make us hold here. So we're probably going to make a move soon. I don't think we're going to hold this for very long, just sitting around 36,000. So we will see.
And actually, like a move down to the low 30s would make sense. There is some strong support down here around 33,000. I know there's some guys on Twitter saying we're going to go down to 28,000. I don't think that's going to happen. I think if we get another capitulative move, we might hit this support down here where this wicked down to around 33,000 before reversing. But hey, we'll see what happens. I got my ideas on what I think is going to happen. Rob's got his ideas on what he's been seeing in Twitter and his ideas. So we'll see which plays out.
All right, let's move on. Let's cover some news that hit the trends on this week in the crypto verse. So first we have Binance backs Elon Musk's Twitter acquisition bid with the $500 million investment. So that's pretty notable. Binance is considered, I think it's considered the largest exchange, right? Like the largest business wise and assets under management as far as exchanges go. So they do a lot of investing into crypto companies and crypto startups. So this was pretty interesting to see. I know the crypto universe on Twitter is very big, has been growing. So it's definitely a big part of Twitter. And I know Elon Musk is big on crypto. Tesla has bought and holds Bitcoin. Elon Musk is a very outspoken person about Dogecoin, pumping the market with his memes and his tweets. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes with a pretty much the leading company as far as exchanges goes and investment capital goes, backing Twitter and Elon Musk in this whole deal. So it'll be interesting to see the influence that this has.
I just wanted to say one thing. I think this is great news because this is just what cryptocurrency is all about. Binance backing this Twitter deal basically means that they support free speech just as much as Elon Musk does. So it's really cool to see them coming together to try to get this deal done.
Get rid of all the bots.
All right, you want to go on to the next story here, Rob?
Yeah, let's hit it. We'll do about a minute each. Okay, Coinbase's NFT marketplace gains fewer than 150 users in first day open to public. So that's like an absolute flop. Coinbase.
I would have thought it would have been thousands or more.
Yeah, so Coinbase is probably the most notable exchange in the US. It's the most accessible. It's been around a long time. It's just very user friendly. That's terrible. 150 users. I mean, they have probably the most users in the US market, but the thing is OpenSea and other NFT marketplaces have just been in the game longer than them and kind of caught the trend. So there's real like if I were to trade an NFT right now, I would likely go to OpenSea. That's just the most known and most used platform. I wouldn't even consider using Coinbase. So it just seems like a lot of these exchanges are trying to get in and compete in the NFT market share marketplace business model. But how many eBays can you have? You're only gonna people I mentioned eBay because that's obviously the winner. You can only have so many marketplaces that you can buy and sell on. So I think eventually, we'll see some winners, but it just seems like all these exchanges are trying to jump in and, grab market share.
Yeah, I think the general public, the hype is kind of just cooling off. This is definitely a data point here. Only 150 users signed up for the NFTs on on Coinbase. I think people are seeing the NFTs for what they really are. However, the good news is NFTs can be used for so many other things. I mean, in the future, I see NFTs being important. Like you can even have your car title as an NFT. You could have a piece of property as an NFT. Like it would make recording anything in the future so much more simple to have a non-fungible token in your wallet saying that you own this piece of property, you own this stock, or anything like that. It's gonna just, I think the NFTs are a benefit to society. There's a place for them, but being artwork and just stuff that I think it's just kind of cooling off because people are seeing what they.
Speaking of NFTs, did you see Elon Musk's recent profile picture this past week?
No, I did not. Let me pull that up.
So on, I think it was like Tuesday going into Wednesday before the Fed rate hike, he changed his profile picture to a mashup of the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs. And he made a tweet saying, said something like, "This is very fungible," just basically like trolling NFTs and NFT holders and how everyone changes their profile picture to an NFT on Twitter just to, show off and flex. So it's just funny how, the parity that goes on within the markets. But I think NFTs have a bright future, but this was not a big win for Coinbase. Probably like, the employees, like their cousins or, kids signed up, the 150 people.
I mean, who's going to pay thousands of dollars for an NFT of like a ape or a monkey or something like that? It's just, it doesn't make sense to me. I never kind of jumped on that hype train, but it kind of seems like
well,
it's cool
it
enough.
Makes sense to some people. I'm saying that the 150 signups for Coinbase, that was probably like, the employees. That was probably like someone's like cousin of an employee who signed up.
That is so interesting.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
Cool to see. Let's see what Starbucks did.
Starbucks to launch NFTs this year, offering access to unique experience and benefits. So that's where NFTs are starting to trend, right? So go back up. So okay. Unique experiences and benefits.
I'm kind of curious what they're talking about here.
So that's where a lot of the chit chat has been going on about NFTs and offering utility, meaning unique experiences and benefits. So what is
Starbucks going to do with these NFTs, Rob? I'm just trying to read this right now. This is the first time I've seen this. Would you like an NFT with your Starbucks latte? The coffee giant this week announced plans to enter the Web3 space, launch its own NFT collection later this year, where the individual digital collectibles also provide their owners with access to exclusive content. So is this kind of going to be like on the Metaverse or something like that? I don't know. Let's see. Company touted its plans to investors.
Exclusive content, but who's looking at content related to Starbucks? Like, are you just reading coffee news? It's not really clear. I think they're just trying to get in early on
they're just trying to jump on the hype of the NFTs. Just even maybe for more brand recognition. You never know.
Digital collectibles. Plan to start our first NFT collection, membership and community based on coffee, art, and storytelling.
Actually, what am I saying? Starbucks probably has enough brand recognition. I think they're probably just doing this to kind of just stay up, like.
Well, I think if you
keep their brand like hip,
relevant,
like, relevant, yeah, relevant. That's the word.
Starbucks is in every major city on every major block. In major cities, you have major businesses, tech industry, stuff like that. People go there to get coffee. They work in tech and business and startups. So I can see how that's kind of like they're trying to hit that market. And, you get coffee, you work on your laptop there and you're into crypto and, now it's, you're essentially joining their NFT ecosystem and it's, just kind of hopping on that trend. So I think that's where the trend is headed is offering, experience, benefits, membership, that type of thing to make it inclusive for you to want to buy the NFT. So it's all about utility going forward. It's not really clear on what they plan to offer, but I think it is, I think good for them for, getting in on the trend because coffee is a very, like ritualistic routine. It's every day, every morning, certain time of the day, and people like to go to the same places. So I can see this working out for them.
Coffee and crypto. Maybe we need to talk to Starbucks and get a coffee and crypto NFT.
Starbucks coffee and crypto NFT. I like it. All right, last one.
Let's do this.
This was big. So the Bored Ape Yacht Club creator, Metaverse's Mint, rocks Ethereum blockchain. So if you don't know, Bored Ape Yacht Club, The parent company had a launch for their metaverse digital land called the Other Deeds. And to buy this, you needed to use ApeCoin, and that is the coin associated with these Bored Ape NFTs.
I did actually see this because I saw the price of Ape token dropping. I think this launch actually caused the price of Ape token to drop from like 26 down to like 14. It like cut it in half.
Yeah, so basically what happened was they did this big launch. Everyone thinks the metaverse is going to be the next big thing. Bored apes are huge in the NFT world. And
yeah, I saw the gas fees on Ethereum were super high during this because everyone
yeah,
was jumping on the network to take advantage of this.
so actually what happened was they had this launch and something about the code of the launch was not correct, and it caused the gas fees to be insane, and it caused a lot of gas fees to go to waste. And for anyone who's not familiar with gas fees, it's basically like the transaction fees for using the Ethereum network. So it ended up being excessively high. It clogged the network. People lost a lot of money, and a lot of people were unhappy about it.
People need to get on Binance Smart Chain. It's so much cheaper.
That's right. But it seems like Yuga Labs, a parent company who launched this whole project, is refunding or trying to refund the money that was associated being lost in this whole NFT launch transaction. So that pretty much wraps it up for the news and the market update.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to just one more capitulative sell-off so we can get this train moving higher. A lot of anxiety and fear out there. So let's see what happens this next week.
All right, maybe we can buy back in at lower prices and get a nice pump.
All right. That's pretty much it. Talk to you guys later.